Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It's a weekend, so let's do the whole doggone thing. Saturday, the 13th of July, my brother's birthday, by the way. Barbershop Music Appreciation Day. Embrace Your Geekness Day. Fool's Paradise Day. Go West Day. Gruntled Workers Day. So that's not disgruntled. That's just happy. Gruntled workers. Although they don't sound happy when you sound gruntled. International Rock Day, National Beans and Franks Day, National Beef Tallow Day, and International Skinny Dipping Day. Sunday, the 14th of July, Bastille Day, International Non-Binary Peoples Day, National Be Nice to Bugs Day. Ooh, it's tough this time of year. I don't want to be nice to bugs.
Oh boy, is it ever.
Grand Mariner Day, Mac and Cheese Day, Nude Day, Tape Measure Day as well, interestingly enough. And it's Barn Day Sunday. All of that stuff. Oh, I guess also Pandemonium Day and Shark Awareness Day. All of that happening this weekend. And I have a guest, Jordan Goodman, America's Money Answers man. We'll chat with him coming up in a bit. Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from VitaTech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how VitaTech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. If you wish there were a way to burn more calories while walking, try changing things up a bit, like the length of your strides. New research found that striding in an uneven cadence can be a game changer for your fitness. University of Massachusetts Amherst looked at how non-uniform strides will affect a person's metabolism, a calorie-burning mechanism during walks. It was found that varying the length of your steps can increase metabolism by 1.7%.
Well, that's awesome to know.
Researchers say it is a modest, albeit significant role in the metabolic cost of walking. So they're saying, don't have even, steady steps. Every once in a while, do like a really long step and then do a bunch of little short steps. Huh. So I'm going to try that, but I'll probably fall down in the process.
Most likely.
What was he doing? I don't know. Trying something new. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
It's rad. It's bad. It's 80s. The coolest rock vacation of the summer. Retromania Live. August 21st through 25th, the Mansion Theater. Starring Vince Neil, Bobby Brown, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Night Ranger, Tom Kiefer, Tiffany, Lou Graham, Pauly Shore, celebrity autograph signing, costume parties, and more. Single day tickets on sale now at RetromaniaLive.com. Produced by Branson Star Entertainment.
Did you know? Brought to you by Genesis Gold, IRA.com. Heidi, did you know the directors of the film Despicable Me actually wrote their own language for the Minions? It's called Minionese.
Really?
Yeah, so you hear them talking, they're actually saying something that means something in that language.
Huh.
So, yeah, I don't know the language, so I have no idea what they're saying. It just sounds like gibberish to me, but it means something to somebody, somewhere, somehow.
Very interesting.
All right, we don't know everything, but now we know this. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by radiosavings.com. Despicable Me 4 topped the box office last weekend, and they're hoping to do well again this weekend. The film is the latest entry in the wildly successful franchise about a domestic former supervillain. It earned $47.6 million the first 2 days it was out, so it's doing okay is what they're trying to say.
I really liked the first one. I don't think I've seen any of the others, but the first one was absolutely adorable.
And Princess Leia's itsy bitsy teeny weeny metal bikini from Return of the Jedi is up for grabs at an auction. It's another Star Wars item going under the hammer that could fetch an out-of-this-world price.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be nuts.
Another on-screen model of the Y-Wing Starfighter. They're expecting that to fetch $1 million. The auction, by the way, is coming up on July 25th. I've got some more details in the show notes.
In case you want to go and place a bid.
Yeah. And Carla, I hope I'm saying her last name right, Delvine, Delevine. Anyway, she's in the London stage role in Cabaret, and for that, she quit drinking. She's been sober. She's not doing anything, and because of that, she was safe when her house burned down in March.
Holy cow.
She's talking about the fact that, if she hadn't been, she might have maybe just slept right through it. So That's kind of cool. I've got that story in the show notes as well at johnandheidishow.com. Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference, even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. Research shows that plants can do a form of arithmetic. So plants can do math. You know our dogs can do math as well. If you don't believe me, give one of them one treat and give another one 2 treats.
Yeah.
Guarantee you, our dogs can do math. They are not as dumb as you might think. And this story really bothers me. A cleanup crew is tasked with clearing Mount Everest of decades worth of garbage left behind by climbers. And they say the job is going to take years. The reason this bothers me is, why are you leaving a mess up there?
Yeah, if you're supposed so into nature that you need to go climb a mountain, at least pick up after
on your
yourself.
way down, grab garbage. I mean, I don't understand why we have this is turned into a big mess.
Shouldn't be a problem, yeah.
A crew of soldiers and Sherpas funded by the government of Nepal have so far removed 11 metric tons.
Holy cow.
24,000 pounds of garbage. Also, from this mountain, Mount Everest, they've removed 4 dead bodies and a skeleton. And Ang Babu Sherpa, the leader of the Sherpa team, estimates there could be as much as 50 tons, so 110,000 additional pounds still there. At the highest camp on the mountain alone, that's where they're saying that much is. What kind of garbage do climbers leave behind? Mostly old tents, some food packaging and gas cartridges, oxygen bottles and ropes, in addition to garbage in layers and frozen. They say in recent years, Nepal has required that climbers bring back their garbage or lose their deposit. That has significantly reduced the amount of stuff left behind. So what they do when you're going up, you get charged a fee, and if you come back with less stuff than you went up with, you don't get your money back.
Good.
That is a good plan.
I think it's a very good plan.
And if you're going to Mount Everest, just don't leave garbage there. Here's the other thing. If you go to, I don't know, let's just say a community event, and you clean out your car in the parking lot.
Yeah.
That recently happened. We saw that. I'm like, why would anyone do that? Don't
People
do
are
that.
just
be
horrible
nice.
sometimes.
Just be nice. Take care of yourself. Everybody will like you more. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit right now with America's Money Answers Man. We have Jordan Goodman. It's always a pleasure to chat with you. Today we're going to talk about artificial intelligence, and this is something that it's been around a long time, but it's been a big deal for the last year and a half, hasn't it?
It's really exploded since ChatGPT was announced at the beginning of 2023, and now every week we see more and more stories of how it's getting out into the world. It's certainly driving the stock market dramatically. The lead company is NVIDIA, which makes the chips that power AI, and that stock has just been a rocket. And all these companies, Facebook and Google and Microsoft and IBM, and all of them are putting artificial intelligence into what they offer. So it's kind of just starting to get out to the mainstream, but you're going to see more and more of it where people search for things online. They do their papers this way. They can create music. They can do graphics, voiceovers. It's kind of staggering what it's able to do. People think this is as big a revolution as the internet itself was, say, in the 1990s.
There are people who are utilizing it as the powerful tool that it is, and there are other people who are using it kind of as just a goofy little toy. Either way, it's kind of fascinating to watch.
Well, it is. I mean, just think of it. You have at your fingertips now all of human output forever. All graphics, all type, all video, all music, all computer code. I mean, everything that has ever been created by humankind is at your fingertips. It's a little bit staggering to think of it that way. So it can be used for good. Just to give you an example, drug discovery. It's helped in speed the development of helpful drugs because they can do things in simulation that you couldn't do as a human. It would take a long time. certainly it's been used in entertainment and movies and music. For example, recently they had this famous singer who lost his voice, and they brought it back through artificial intelligence. Just all kinds of amazing good things can be done with it. But it has a downside as well. It's being used for misinformation in the campaigns, making people say things they never said, certainly being used by the Chinese to infiltrate us. So it's a mixed bag. Mostly good, but there's definitely a downside to it as well.
And I think that's how it is with any technology. You know, there's always the good and the bad, but this is just like a quantum leap forward. So it could be really, really good, or it could be really, really bad.
Yeah. Kurzweil, the guy who originally found a lot of the computer stuff, says he's worried about it having its own sentience, I guess you might say, its own will that we wouldn't be able to control. This kind of goes back to 1984 or 2001 movies where the computers completely take over and we don't have control of them anymore. There's a worry about that. But they try to put guardrails on these things, and it can't be stopped at this point, John. You can't go back to a time before artificial intelligence. We just have to make the best of it and try to stop the bad from spreading.
There are people online that are comparing it to the movie Terminator and the movie The Matrix, and I don't know that we're quite there, because I still see some of the images that are created where you're going, okay, for being as smart as it is, it doesn't know what a human hand looks like, so that's kind of weird.
But it gets better. See, the thing is what they call machine learning. It may not be great the first time, but it keeps learning and learning and learning, so it gets better and better very quickly. The power behind these things is just staggering. We talked about NVIDIA. They have a new chip coming out now called Blackwell, which is 100 times more powerful than their previous one, which is incredibly powerful. Just to give you one example, Elon Musk is building a data center in Tennessee of 1 million square feet filled with computers with these Blackwell chips.
Wow.
I mean, it's just staggering to imagine the amount of computer power and something like that to power all this. So it's a little bit beyond our imagination, but it's not only coming, it's here.
And for somebody wanting to ride that wave in the financial world and say, okay, I want to get ahead of this and I want to hopefully profit from this, what kind of advice as America's Money Answers man do you have for a person in that situation?
There are exchange-traded funds that are specifically aimed at artificial intelligence, and clearly the leader is NVIDIA, as we've talked about. I mean, they make the chips that power all this. And every time they come out with earnings, people have very high expectations, and they beat the expectations by a wide margin. So it's been an amazing company. It's now the most valuable company on earth. It recently passed Apple and Microsoft as far as market valuation. So that's the poster child for playing AI.
How long has that company been around?
It started originally in 1983, and it's been like that. In the last few years before they got into AI, they did the chips behind all the video games, Sony PlayStation and Xbox and all those kind of things. So they've been out there, but the AI is the new thing that they've been just incredibly ahead. Other chip companies are certainly trying. Intel and AMD are certainly trying to do it, but they don't have what NVIDIA has, both the software and the hardware to make it so powerful.
Well, if somebody has questions, Jordan, what is the best way for them to connect with you with their financial question?
They can always email me at jordan@moneyanswers.com. Always glad to help you folks, John.
Jordan, thank you for your time, sir.
All right. Thanks again, John. Talk to you.
Again, Jordan Goodman, America's Money Answers man. You can find his website at moneyanswers.com. Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from VitaTech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how VitaTech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Rats will laugh out loud when you tickle them. Now I kind of feel like I need to get a rat.
Yeah, now we need to tickle a rat.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
For the Apollo 11 moon landing conspiracy theory to be true, over 400,000 people would need to have been a part of the secret. So they're making it sound like that's impossible. So I hear what you're saying is there's a chance. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Mallard ducks have 360-degree vision. The way their eyes are placed, they can see all around them at all times. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Scientists have discovered that turtles can talk to each other through low-frequency clicking and hooting. So, kind of like men at bars. No, that's not what it is. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A full bladder is the size of a softball. I am pretty sure there are different sized bladders for different people.
Oh, yeah, I think so,
I know
too.
some people who have a bladder the size of a thimble, and others who have much bigger bladders. All right, several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
It's rad. It's bad. It's 80s. The coolest rock vacation of the summer. Retromania Live. August 21st through 25th, the Mansion Theater. Starring Vince Neil, Bobby Brown, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Night Ranger, Tom Kiefer, Tiffany, Lou Graham, Pauly Shore, celebrity autograph signings, costume parties, and more. Single day tickets on sale now at RetromaniaLive.com. Produced by Branson Star Entertainment.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. 65% of people say they've been known to choose one business over another specifically because of this amenity. What is it?
The bathroom?
I was going to say I could see that too. There are times that we'll stop at the same exit and there's two different gas stations and we go to one gas station because their bathroom is nicer.
Yep.
And usually the gas is the same price. So I'm like, oh, let's go over here in case we have to use that. Many times we don't even have to use that. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of mintervention.com. Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference, even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. It has often been said that hardcore sports fans live and die with the fortunes of their team. So maybe it makes sense that University of Nebraska is considering the idea of allowing superfans of their football team to buy plots under the stadium.
What?
Yeah, it's a fundraising idea in which the school would sell spots in a burial columbarium. I've never heard of this, but whatever it is. It would be used to inter the ashes of departed fans underneath the 85,000-seat Memorial Stadium in Nebraska. The school is facing a $58 million budget shortfall. They're looking to raise funds in any way possible. But before you dismiss the idea, be aware of the levels of dedication among some U.S. football fans. It says the Green Bay Packers and Wisconsin have warned that dumping human ashes on their field is resulting in a fine of $1,300. But it doesn't stop people. They do it every year. And after a Philadelphia Eagles fan ran onto the playing surface of Lincoln Financial Field during a game and spread his mother ashes there, they're cracking down too. So when you're going, nobody would want this. Trust me.
I don't know why you'd want to be.
Some people would want this.
I don't know, man. That's kind of
if that's
weird.
if they're really into that kind of
I
thing.
suppose.
That's why it's today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A Reddit user recently asked what disappeared silently and nobody noticed. And there's a whole list of things like those shoes with the little wheels in them. Remember those wheelies?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen those in a while. Payphones. Yeah, you don't see those. I saw one not too long ago out in the wild.
It's awesome to see one out in the wild.
I stopped and took a photo and sent it to our friend Bill. And he's like, oh, where is that? Do ringtones even still exist? Because people are like, yeah, everybody's phones are silent now. The prizes
I still use ringtones.
in cereal boxes. Yeah, you do. Your ringtones are all annoying, and quite often we hear them on this program. I bet your phone is not silenced right now, is it?
Probably not.
All right. Prizes in cereal boxes, 3D televisions, AOL Messenger.
I miss the prizes in cereal boxes. I'm not going to lie.
So much when it comes to games like cheat codes and other things. Lifetime licenses. Now everything's a subscription, so you have to pay a monthly fee. Coin-operated horses outside of the grocery store. I think there's still some of those around.
Oh, yeah. You see those once in a while.
This I thought was interesting. Voiceovers in movie trailers, and I hadn't thought about it, but a lot of movie trailers now don't have In a World.
Yep, you're right.
He passed away. When he passed away, there were still people doing voiceovers for movie trailers, but not him. So, yeah, that's why he went away. The list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of radiosavings.com. From the TV show Community, Ian Duncan is who our quote comes from today. All life ends in death, which we, as a species, are cursed with knowing, resulting in something. Again, this is really not my field. I like that. He just kind of got in over his head halfway through the quote.
Let's not talk about this.
Yeah. All right. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way, courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. And this, I think, is kind of a cool story here. This Minnesota woman and her sunfish friend have celebrated 9 summers together now.
Her sunfish friend.
Yeah, this is in Lakeville, Minnesota. You know, Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes. Well, Holly
Yes.
Jorgensen, we have a friend named
We do
Holly
have
Jorgensen.
a friend named Holly Jorgensen.
But this is a different Holly Jorgensen. She's making headlines for a unique bond with a green sunfish that she affectionately calls Greenie. The summer, this year, marks their 9th season together, highlighting a remarkable relationship that has captured the hearts of many. Holly, who resides in a picturesque lake setting, first encountered Greenie about a decade ago. She wasn't seeking companionship when she noticed the small fish, but the connection was instantaneous. She said, he looked at me like a fish has never looked at me before. And this fish is a very friendly fish, and it comes up to the surface, and the two of them have a fun little relationship, and it's a daily ritual that happens every summer and like all the time during the summer. She feeds him worms. The fish recognizes her, waiting at the dock for her specifically to show up, and then swims around really excitedly when she gets there. There's video of this if you want to see it. This really is happening. So again, it's a cool little story, and there's a company that did a short little documentary, because it's off a dock.
Cute.
So the Dockside Friendship documentary. They did a quick little video. If you want to see it, I do have a link to all of that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. And Heidi, there's also a book that's in the works. It's called Greenie and the Girl, an enchanted fish
Really?
memoir for all generations.
That's
I know what I'm getting
fantastic.
Heidi for Christmas now. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.